Welcome. If your legs feel heavier these days, if a simple walk feels more like a chore than a joy, if the stiffness in your knees or the tingling in your calves keeps you from moving freely, this message is for you. Because today, I want to show you how a single habit done once a day can change how your legs feel, how you walk, and how youthful your lower body can become again, no matter your age. Now, here's the truth. The human body is built to move, especially the legs. You have over 600 muscles in your body, and more than half are located below the waist. Your legs aren't just for transportation, they're your second heart. The calf muscles act as pumps that help move blood back up to the heart, keeping circulation strong and waste products moving out of the tissues. But when your legs begin to ache, cramp, or swell, what's really happening underneath isn't just about aging. It's a signal that your circulation, nerve function, muscle recovery, or nutrient status is out of balance. And here's where the misunderstanding begins. Most people think leg pain and fatigue are just part of getting older. They blame arthritis, wear and tear, or past injuries. And while those may play a role, they're not the full story. Because in reality, many forms of leg discomfort, especially in seniors, are reversible, and they often stem from simple fixable causes: inflammation from hidden foods, poor blood sugar regulation, magnesium or potassium deficiency, poor nerve conductivity due to B vitamin depletion, or even just sitting too long without activating the deep muscles of the thighs and calves. One of the biggest mistakes: reaching for painkillers and creams instead of restoring what your body is really asking for. There's a better way, and it starts by understanding how your legs truly work. Because once you understand the daily mechanisms behind circulation, muscle fuel, nerve signaling, and inflammation, you can start using natural protocols that activate healing, not just mask discomfort. Today, I'll walk you through the science behind leg pain that most doctors never explain. I'll show you how your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in your muscle cells, can either fuel strength or fatigue depending on one nutrient. I'll reveal how your blood vessels open and relax when one mineral is present. And most importantly, I'll share a once-a-day movement and micronutrient combination that has helped thousands of seniors feel like they're walking on younger legs, literally within weeks. We'll also talk about how sleep, hydration, and even the time of day you eat carbs affect your muscle recovery and nerve function. This isn't about exercise routines or supplements you don't need. It's about restoring the biological rhythms your body is craving and removing the silent blocks to pain-free movement. And yes, this can be done gently, without harsh medications, without extreme exercise, because your body is designed to heal itself when you give it what it's missing. If you care about sleeping deeper, healing faster, and aging with energy, make sure to watch until the end and subscribe so you don't miss the natural wisdom your body is craving. What's happening in your body when your legs feel weak, heavy, or slow isn't just muscle loss, it's energy loss. Deep inside your muscle fibers, there are thousands of microscopic engines called mitochondria. These are the power plants of your body. They take oxygen and nutrients, especially fatty acids and glucose, and convert them into ATP, the molecule your muscles use to contract and move. Now, here's the part most people don't realize. After age 40, these mitochondria begin to slow down. They become less efficient, less responsive, and more vulnerable to oxidative stress. By the time we reach 65 or 70, mitochondrial function may be reduced by over 50%. That's why your legs can feel slower, even if you're still trying to stay active. You're working with less cellular fuel, but this decline is not permanent, and it's not irreversible. Research in the field of functional aging has shown that mitochondria are responsive to specific natural triggers, especially mild physical stress and key micronutrients. Think of mitochondria like campfires. If they're dying down, you don't need to rebuild them from scratch. You need to gently stir them, add oxygen, and feed them the right fuel. One of the most powerful ways to do this: gentle, rhythmic leg movements that require consistent but low-intensity effort, like slow step-ups, seated leg raises, or even controlled toe tapping while seated. This kind of movement increases mitochondrial biogenesis, the process of building new mitochondria, especially in your slow twitch muscle fibers, which are rich in endurance-based mitochondria. Pair this movement with nutrient timing, and you get a compounding benefit. One nutrient in particular stands out: coenzyme Q10. CoQ10 is critical for the electron transport chain inside mitochondria, the exact place where ATP is made. Seniors often have low levels of CoQ10 due to statin use, aging, or poor absorption. Studies show that supplementing with CoQ10, especially in the ubiquinol form, can significantly improve energy production, muscle performance, and even reduce fatigue and soreness in older adults. But it works best when taken with healthy fats, such as olive oil, avocado, or a handful of walnuts, because it's fat-soluble. Magnesium also plays a crucial role here. It activates over 300 enzymes in the body, many of which are involved in energy metabolism. Without enough magnesium, your mitochondria can't efficiently make energy, especially during movement. Leafy greens like spinach, pumpkin seeds, and even a small square of dark chocolate after dinner can replenish magnesium levels naturally. Now combine the two, a short daily movement that activates the legs even while seated, plus mitochondrial nutrients like CoQ10 and magnesium with your evening meal. That's how you begin to restore cellular energy in the legs. It's not about pushing harder, it's about feeding the systems that create strength in the first place. If this is helping you see health differently, tap the like button. It helps us reach more people who need this kind of healing knowledge. You don't need to fight your body, just understand how it works. Mitochondria aren't lost forever. They're dormant, waiting, and when you give them oxygen through movement and fuel through the right nutrients, they come back online. That's when the heaviness in your legs starts to lift. That's when walking feels smooth again, like it used to. You're not chasing youth, you're activating biology. One of the most overlooked secrets to walking without pain, especially as we age, has nothing to do with muscles or joints directly. It has to do with blood flow, because the health of your legs is deeply tied to the health of your circulation. And nowhere is this more apparent than in your calves, an area physiologists often call your second heart. That's not just a metaphor. Your calf muscles, especially the gastrocnemius and soleus, serve a critical function in pushing blood back up toward your heart every time they contract. When you walk, stand, or flex your ankle, these muscles gently compress the deep veins in your legs, propelling blood upward, helping to prevent pooling, swelling, and that heavy, achy feeling many people associate with aging. But when we sit for long periods, avoid regular movement, or stop using these muscles throughout the day, this second heart becomes weak and passive. Blood stagnates. Lymph fluid builds up. Nutrients and oxygen don't circulate efficiently, and waste products aren't removed fast enough. This poor circulation contributes to swelling in the ankles, burning pain at night, varicose veins, and even a feeling of coldness in the lower legs. Here's the good news. Circulation can be restored, but not by walking longer distances or pushing through pain. The secret lies in frequency and specificity, activating the right muscles at the right intensity for short periods throughout the day. One powerful technique: seated calf raises. Simple, small movements you can do at any time while watching television, reading, or waiting at the doctor's office. Here's how. While seated with feet flat on the floor, slowly lift your heels off the ground, squeezing your calves, then lower with control. Do this for 2-3 minutes at a time, multiple times a day. You'll stimulate the soleus muscle, the deep endurance muscle that supports venous return. Unlike the larger, more explosive gastrocnemius, the soleus is slow twitch and built for long, repeated contractions, perfect for older adults. Over time, this movement retrains your second heart to start pumping again. You'll begin to notice less leg swelling, more warmth in your feet, and more energy in your stride. But movement is only half the story. Circulation also depends on the health of your blood vessels, particularly the endothelium, which is the delicate lining inside your arteries and veins. The endothelium releases nitric oxide, a molecule that tells your vessels to relax and open up, improving blood flow. And nitric oxide production is deeply influenced by the foods you eat. Leafy greens like arugula, beetroot, and spinach are rich in dietary nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in your body, especially when chewed slowly and allowed to mix with saliva. That's why a salad with arugula and lemon juice, or a few slices of roasted beetroot with dinner, can actually improve circulation within hours. Combine that with gentle soleus activation, and you have a natural, drug-free way to restore the entire circulatory rhythm of your legs. You may not feel the change overnight, but within a week or two of consistent practice, you'll notice less pressure in the lower legs, improved color and warmth in your skin, and more lightness with each step. Because you're no longer forcing movement, you're flowing with it. If this is making sense and giving you hope, subscribe for more natural healing wisdom like this. There's so much more your body is capable of, and it starts by giving attention to the systems that have been quietly trying to speak to you. Your legs don't want to be in pain. They want to move, and once you support your second heart, that desire to move starts to come back naturally, gently, and reliably. Imagine lying in bed at night and feeling a sudden sharp cramp in your calf, or maybe it's that low restless tension in your thighs that makes it hard to fall asleep. You stretch, you shift positions, you try to ignore it, but the discomfort keeps pulling you back. These leg sensations, cramping, twitching, aching, are not random. They are your body whispering that something's missing. And most of the time, that something is magnesium and potassium. These two minerals are foundational for muscle function, especially in the legs. They're called electrolytes, and they work by creating an electrical balance between the inside and outside of your muscle and nerve cells. This balance controls when a muscle contracts and, just as importantly, when it relaxes. When potassium is low, your muscles struggle to contract properly. When magnesium is low, they struggle to let go. That's why a deficiency in either one can cause spasms, cramps, and a sense of muscle tightness, especially in the calves and thighs, where circulation is slower and tension tends to build with age. Unfortunately, many seniors are deficient in both and don't even know it. Magnesium is lost easily through sweat, stress, caffeine, and medications, especially diuretics and certain hard drugs. Potassium, on the other hand, often becomes depleted from low fruit and vegetable intake, excessive salt imbalance, or underlying blood sugar issues. Even if your diet seems healthy, your levels may still be suboptimal due to age-related changes in absorption and kidney function. The good news is your body responds quickly when you start replenishing these nutrients from real food, not synthetic supplements that often go unabsorbed. Start with magnesium. It's found in abundance in pumpkin seeds, spinach, Swiss chard, almonds, and avocado. A half cup of cooked spinach or a handful of pumpkin seeds at dinner can restore calming magnesium to your system and improve sleep quality at the same time. Potassium is found richly in foods like avocados, white beans, beet greens, sweet potatoes, and yes, bananas. But even more powerful is coconut water. It's naturally high in potassium, hydrating, and easy to absorb. Drinking a small glass in the late afternoon, especially if you've been active or feeling leg tension, can prevent nighttime cramps and support nerve relaxation. Timing also matters. Electrolytes work best when paired with hydration. If you're not drinking enough water, especially in the second half of the day, your body can't move these minerals into your cells effectively. Try this sip on mineral-rich water. A pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon, about 90 minutes before bed. Then have a magnesium-rich evening meal. Within days, many people notice fewer cramps, less nighttime restlessness, and smoother, easier movement in the morning. This isn't magic, it's physiology. When your body has the materials it needs, it performs the way it was designed to, and leg tension begins to melt away. Not because you numbed it, but because you listened to it. If you're learning something new here, go ahead and tap the like button. It tells the platform that this kind of grounded natural health content matters, and it helps more people find their way back to comfort and energy. You don't need complicated protocols to fix leg pain. You just need to feed your muscles what they've been missing. Give them the right minerals at the right time, and they'll give you relief in return. Gentle, natural, and deeply restorative. You may not feel it at first. A little tingling in the toes. A slight numbness that comes and goes, maybe a strange burning sensation in your feet at night, or the feeling of walking on gravel even when the floor is smooth. These are not signs of aging. They're signs of something much more manageable and often reversible. What's happening in your body is that your nerves are inflamed, and one of the quietest but most powerful causes of this inflammation is elevated blood sugar. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to be diabetic to have blood sugar problems. In fact, research shows that even slightly elevated blood glucose in the normal range can damage the tiny capillaries that feed your peripheral nerves, especially the long, delicate nerves in your legs and feet. Over time, these nerves become irritated, starved of oxygen, and more prone to misfiring, leading to that familiar mix of pain, burning, and numbness known as peripheral neuropathy. But the story doesn't stop there, because this nerve inflammation is also tied to your mitochondria. When your blood sugar stays elevated for too long, the excess glucose creates something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These molecules stiffen your tissues, thicken your blood vessels, and block nutrient delivery to your nerves, especially in the lower extremities. Fortunately, the solution is not complicated. It begins with timing, when you eat your carbohydrates, and how much has more influence over leg pain than most medications ever will. One of the most effective natural tools for reducing blood sugar-related nerve damage is intermittent fasting, or simply delaying your first meal of the day. When you give your body a longer window without food, insulin levels drop, glucose levels stabilize, and inflammation has a chance to recede. Even a 14-hour overnight fast, let's say, finishing dinner at 6 p.m. and eating breakfast at 8 a.m., can start reversing metabolic stress on your nerves. Equally important is the type of carbohydrates you choose. Highly refined grains, sugary snacks, and processed foods spike blood sugar quickly, causing more nerve irritation. But whole foods like sweet potatoes, lentils, berries, and winter squash release glucose more slowly. When paired with healthy fats or proteins, their impact on blood sugar is even gentler. Let's make this real. If you often feel nerve pain at night, try this simple protocol for 1 week. Avoid starchy or sugary foods after 4 p.m. Have a dinner that's rich in protein, healthy fat, and non-starchy vegetables, like grilled salmon with steamed greens and avocado. Add a pinch of turmeric or a few slices of fresh ginger to help calm inflammation further. Then wait at least 14 hours before your next meal. What many seniors report is that within days, the tingling, buzzing, or burning begins to fade. And there's one more piece. Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Thiamine is crucial for nerve conduction and glucose metabolism. When you're low in B1, your nerves become hypersensitive, like wires without insulation. The body's preferred form for restoring nerve health is benfotiamine, a fat-soluble version of B1 that penetrates nerve tissue more effectively. Many seniors unknowingly deplete their B1 stores due to diuretics, alcohol, or high carbohydrate intake. Restoring it through supplements or nutritional yeast can significantly reduce nerve discomfort. So yes, nerve pain is frustrating, but it's not random. It's not just about age. It's your body's way of saying, I'm inflamed, I'm overloaded, and I need time to heal. And when you give it that time by balancing your blood sugar, spacing your meals, and feeding your nerves what they're missing, the body responds. If this is giving you clarity, subscribe now. There's much more to come, because natural healing isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things at the right time, in rhythm with how your body is designed. You don't need to fight nerve pain. You need to understand it. And once you do, your legs begin to feel safe again, alive again, like yours again. Every time you take a step, one small but powerful muscle deep in your calf quietly goes to work. It doesn't grab your attention like the quads or the hamstrings. You don't flex it in the mirror, but it may be the single most important muscle for senior leg health, pain relief, and daily stamina. It's called the Soleus, and it's been working for you in silence your whole life, until now, when it's finally asking for some attention. The Soleus is part of your calf complex, tucked just beneath the larger gastrocnemius muscle. But unlike the gastrocnemius, which is explosive and quick, the Soleus is slow, deep, and endurance-based. Its main job? To help you stand, walk, and maintain posture for long periods without fatigue. And, perhaps most importantly, to pump blood and lymph back up from the lower legs every time it contracts. This makes the soleus your leg's built-in fluid pump, and when it weakens from underuse, which happens easily with too much sitting, inactivity, or overly passive movement, circulation slows, swelling increases, and tightness starts to build in the fascia around it. That tightness, or myofascial tension, spreads through the calves, the knees, and sometimes even into the hips and lower back. And here's the part many people don't realize. If the soleus is asleep, no amount of stretching or massage will fully release the tension. The muscle has to activate gently and regularly. So how do you wake it up? There's a specific movement, sometimes called the Soleus push-up, that's been studied for its unique effects on both circulation and blood sugar control. It's simple. You sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Then you slowly lift your heels while keeping the front of your feet down. Lower slowly. Repeat for 2-3 minutes without rushing. The key is slow, controlled repetitions, not speed or strain. This tiny movement triggers an outsized physiological response. It activates soleus fibers, stimulates local circulation, and encourages lymph drainage from the lower legs. In one study from the University of Houston, participants doing regular soleus push-ups saw improved glucose clearance from the bloodstream, not from exercise intensity, but from muscle rhythm. That means even if you're not walking far, you're still giving your body metabolic momentum. Now combine this movement with hydration and magnesium, which we discussed earlier, and you're stacking benefits. Your legs feel lighter, the fascia begins to loosen, and mobility returns without pain or exhaustion. Think of it like wringing out a sponge. The more consistently you squeeze, the more fluid and toxins get pushed out, and the more room there is for oxygen and nutrients to flow in. Fascia, the connective tissue web that wraps your muscles, responds to this rhythm. When it senses regular, non-stressful movement, it begins to soften. The nervous system stops bracing. The stiffness starts to melt. That's why many people report feeling taller, lighter, or more flexible after just 1 week of focused Soleus activation, even if they've done no other exercise. If you've been enjoying this, now might be a good time to tap the like button. It helps us bring this natural healing knowledge to more seniors who are ready to walk without pain again. You don't need to push through stiffness. You just need to turn the right muscles back on, the ones built for calm, continuous support. The Soleus doesn't ask for much, but when you give it attention once a day, it gives back stability, comfort, and lightness, not just in the legs, but in your entire way of moving through the world. Every time you take a walk, climb stairs, or stand up from a chair, your blood vessels need to open, adapt, and deliver oxygen-rich blood to your leg muscles. This vascular flexibility, the ability of your blood vessels to dilate and contract on demand, is what keeps your legs feeling light, strong, and pain-free. And behind that flexibility is a molecule you've probably never thought about, but your body depends on every single day. It's called nitric oxide, and it's the unsung hero of circulation. Nitric oxide is produced by the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels. It's not a vitamin or a supplement. It's a gas that your body creates naturally when it senses certain signals, like movement, oxygen flow, and specific nutrients from food. Once released, nitric oxide tells the smooth muscle around your blood vessels to relax, allowing for increased blood flow, better nutrient delivery, and faster removal of waste from your tissues. But here's the issue. Nitric oxide production declines with age. Studies show that by age 60, the body produces significantly less nitric oxide than in youth. And when that supply drops, blood vessels become more rigid, circulation slows, muscles fatigue faster, legs start to feel heavy and tight, recovery takes longer, and blood pressure, especially in the lower limbs, begins to rise. This isn't just about the heart, it's about the microscopic flow of life into every cell of your legs. So how do you restore nitric oxide naturally? There are two highly effective ways. The first is through breathing. Not just any breathing, but nasal breathing, combined with light movement. When you breathe through your nose, your sinuses release small amounts of nitric oxide into your lungs, which then enters the bloodstream. Mouth breathing bypasses this entirely. That's why practicing slow nasal breathing, especially during walking or gentle stretching, can enhance oxygen delivery to your muscles in real time. Try this. Go for a 5-minute walk once a day, breathing slowly and deeply through your nose only. Keep your mouth closed. Focus on each breath being smooth and quiet. You'll not only oxygenate more effectively, you'll literally produce more nitric oxide as you move. The second method is nitrate-rich foods, vegetables that your body converts into nitric oxide through natural pathways. Top sources include arugula, beets, spinach, bok choy, and celery. These aren't just healthy in a general sense, they are vasodilators. They open your vessels. When you chew these vegetables thoroughly and mix them with saliva, enzymes in your mouth begin the conversion process. That's why raw or lightly steamed versions are best. Consider having a small beet salad, a handful of arugula with lemon, or a green juice that includes celery and parsley once a day, preferably before your walk or leg activation routine. This primes your vascular system to expand and deliver oxygen where you need it most. There's also a powerful synergy between nitric oxide and sunlight. Morning sun exposure, especially on the face and arms, stimulates nitric oxide release through the skin. Just 10-15 minutes a day helps support this natural cascade. And it's important to note, certain mouthwashes and antacids can block nitric oxide production by altering the bacteria in your mouth or gut. So be mindful. Sometimes what you avoid is just as healing as what you add. If you found value in this natural physiology, take a moment to subscribe. There's a lot of advice out there, but very little of it respects how the body truly heals, from the inside out, in sync with nature. You don't need synthetic stimulation to walk freely again. Your body knows how to do this, it just needs the signals it once had in youth. And nitric oxide is one of those signals. It's like a green light for blood flow, a bridge between the breath, the vessel, and the muscle. Breathe through your nose. Eat the greens your endothelium craves. Move slowly and rhythmically, and watch your legs begin to feel like yours again, capable, energized, and ready. So what have we really been talking about today? Not just leg pain. not just mobility, but the hidden systems that determine whether your legs feel like anchors or like wings. When your legs ache, cramp, or fatigue too quickly, it's not a random punishment of age. It's the result of small breakdowns in energy production, nutrient supply, blood flow, and nerve signaling, all of which are repairable, all of which are waiting for you to come back into rhythm with your body's natural design. We started with the mitochondria, the energy factories inside your muscle fibers. With just a little activation each day and the right nutrients like CoQ10 and magnesium, these engines begin to turn back on. Your muscles don't just feel stronger, they become more alive. Not from stimulation, but from fuel. Then we explored circulation and how your calves, your second heart, are built to keep blood and lymph moving upward, reducing swelling, clearing out waste, and feeding your tissues. And when you activate the soleus, that deep, slow twitch muscle, you're not exercising, you're restoring flow. Just 2-3 minutes a day can change how your entire lower body feels. We uncovered the role of magnesium and potassium, two minerals your nerves and muscles depend on to communicate properly. They prevent spasms, ease cramps, and allow your muscles to relax fully after every contraction. And when you nourish your body with leafy greens, seeds, and hydrating fluids, your legs repay you with peace and calm. Next came blood sugar. Not just the big spikes, but the chronic hidden elevations that inflame your nerves and stiffen your vessels. By adjusting your meal timing, reducing evening carbs, and practicing short intermittent fasts, you allow your nervous system to breathe again. You bring space back into tissues that have been overwhelmed for too long. We then turn to the fascia, the connective web that wraps your legs and feet. It tightens in silence, slowly restricting movement until you start to believe it's just age, but it's not. When you stimulate the soleus, breathe deeply, and hydrate your fascia with movement and minerals, that tension starts to unwind. You feel grounded again, looser, taller, more stable. And finally, we met nitric oxide, the molecule of flow, a simple gas that tells your blood vessels, it's time to open. With nasal breathing, beetroot, arugula, and morning light, you restore the very signal that keeps your legs oxygenated and alive. It's invisible, but its effects are unmistakable. This is the map back to movement. Not aggressive exercise, not synthetic fixes, but natural restoration through breath, rhythm, nutrient timing, and gentle activation. Your body isn't fighting you, it's just been waiting for these signals. So here sets your challenge, your gentle daily reset. Once a day for the next 7 days, activate your Soleus for 2-3 minutes while seated. Drink a mineral-rich glass of water with a magnesium or potassium source. Add one nitrate-rich food to your lunch or dinner, and spend 10 minutes walking with your mouth closed, breathing only through your nose. That's it. One daily reset, one return to rhythm. These habits won't exhaust you, they'll restore you. And as you do them, watch what happens. The cramping quiets down, the heaviness lifts. You feel more stable when you walk, more capable when you rise from a chair. These small acts, done with care and consistency, begin to rebuild the entire infrastructure of movement. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. What will you try first? And don't forget to subscribe and join this journey of natural healing and healthy aging. Your body is ready. You just need to give it what it needs. Because pain is not your identity. Movement is your birthright. And healing, real healing, is always possible when you listen, nourish, and move in harmony with how your body was designed to thrive.